G'day ladies and gents, welcome to War Thunder with Mags, and welcome to Malta at sunset. Now, for this match, Kaiden and I decided to fly out our Mark I Mustangs. We're squatted up, and we're starting with a little bit of a time penalty. And this match had already been, it was about 1.5 to 2 minutes in by the time we actually spawned in on the runways. So we're taking off with a 2-minute time penalty. As a result, we've decided to go far to the left after takeoff and wrap ourselves around the back of the island. The attempt is to try and get some altitude. As you can see, the 109s are already in the minfield, they're already at altitude. We need to buy ourselves a little bit of time to get into a fighting position with them, and to give them time to pick targets that they can dive in on and lose some of their altitude to give us an advantage. Now, in setting up for this battle, I actually made a rather large screw up. Earlier in the day, I had finally gotten around to putting my Meteor F8 into my lineup, and I'd taken it in for some practice matches to start getting a feel for how the aircraft handles before I take it into a live battle. Now, when I fly my jets, I always run them at 800 metre gun convergence. I find you have to, simply because of the speeds involved and the ranges involved. 800 is the only way to go in jet combat. Unfortunately, I completely forgot to reset it when I jumped into the Mustang for this battle, so I'm flying in with an 800 metre gun convergence, and I have absolutely no idea that's what I'm doing. I do work it out towards the end, but the first 2 kills in this match, I was absolutely kicking myself for my shooting, because I just could not work out why I was unable to hit the targets, or why it was taking so many rounds, or why I was getting so many misses. Important thing to remember is to always check your settings before you hit the to battle button. Make sure your gun convergences are right before you spawn in. Once you're in the air, you can't adjust them. So the Germans are already beginning their dives in on our team. So I'm beginning my angles over. I'm looking at the pack of Focke-Wulf 190s in front of me. They need to be eliminated. I do not like having 190s in the air. They are dangerous aircraft. And we have 3 of them in a very, very tight area. Now, they are out a little too wide for my liking at the moment, so I'm just setting myself into a position, and I'm hoping they're going to move in on the rest of our low flyers that are directly in front of me. I was just checking the numbers on the enemy team at the moment to see how many of them we've actually spotted, whether or not I should be wary of high altitude fighters still coming in. I haven't been able to spot any dots despite my looking, but I think I'm safe at this time. Skies are still looking clear, and I've selected my first target, just positioning myself for the boom. He does look like he's about to be engaged by a Spitfire and possibly a Typhoon as well. But he's in prime position for the dive. So pop the WEP off. I don't want to overshoot and cook my wings here. And they take the kill, that's alright. Fold the flaps up, back to WEP. Try and get some altitude back out of the speed that I've just used, and find another target quickly. Now, Kaiden has stayed at altitude at the moment, and I've just gotten a radio message through from him that he's being engaged by a premium P47. I'm not too concerned about that at this stage in time. The Mustang is a superior aircraft to the P47, at least in the situation he finds himself in. He's in optimal altitude. The P47 has no altitude advantage. So instead I decide to re-dive down and try and rescue this Spitfire. The first shot was never going to hit. I didn't have any lead on it. Take it into the vertical, combat flaps, reverse the roll to re-dive. first hits, and it's the first time that I realise there's something up with my guns. I still don't know what I've done, but the shots were going wide across the aircraft rather than pinpointing it. At that range, I should have taken out the cockpit. Kaiden, however, has just let me know as well that a Focke-Wulf 190 and a BF 109 have just engaged him along with the Premium 47, so he's now being 3-upped. He's the only one at altitude, and over half our team has died in the last 60 seconds. So I'm moving to assist as fast as I can. I don't have the altitude, but he is diving down. The P-47 appears to be going out wide. Focke-Wulf 190 is heavy on him. The 109 is moving into position to dive. So I go for the G2 first. It misses. Kaiden evades. I'm not going to be able to get myself into position to engage the 109, so I go for the 190 instead. Prevent the 190 from re-engaging, and buy Kaiden some time to evade. The first shots are in. I notice they're all going high. Every single round was going high. At the moment, I haven't flown this in a couple of days, so I still think I'm just shooting like crap rather than I've actually set a convergence issue. Those shots were never going to hit, but you do fire in desperation sometimes. Now those should be dropping down to converge through that point, but they're not. So once again, I'm basically abusing the crap out of myself for my shooting here. Moving closer to see if I can correct the issue. Hit, but no damage. Alright, so closing in seems to be working. And shooting low now. There's the critical that killed him. Just need to put the shot on to make sure he's going to go down. As put in. Next hit, he's about to nose in, and a booth fighter dives through and not only takes the kill, but runs his gun straight across my aircraft. Now, he doesn't do any damage, but that royally pisses me off. It's not so much the kill steal, but the complete non-ability to care about shooting your allies is just, it shouldn't be done. So I'm now really pissed off with that booth fighter. But he is moving to assist Kaiden, and I am now out of ammo. So I'm RTB, I don't really have a choice. I can't do anything to help anyone at the moment. The booth fighter looks like it's moving to engage the 109, that is giving Kaiden a world of problems at the moment. And he's just going to let the 47 fly, which is the right move to do. Clear the Mustang from the 109, get rid of the more dangerous aircraft, and then double up on the P-47. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. It's about at this point while I'm coming into land, the booth fighter goes into a dive and makes a run. It then turns around and goes into a climb and starts chasing the P-47, leaving Kaiden stuck at about 1,000 feet, where the BF-109 sitting around 2,000 feet above him, able to freely boom him whenever he feels like. And in just a few moments you'll see the critical damage indicator and then the kill indicator come up for Kaiden. So my wingman has just died. I am not in a position to be able to help him, and I've burnt all my ammunition out on 2 targets and only gotten 1 kill. I am not impressed with myself or the team at the moment. In truth, the bigger part of the problem was probably my own flying and my own screw-up at the start of the match in setup, but still. So, landing completed. We're about 2 minutes later. I'm back up at altitude with the barrage balloons. The G2 that killed Kaiden has disappeared. The Spitfire that actually crashed on landing just behind me also managed to repair, thankfully, and has moved to head towards their runway. That was the last direction anyone's seen the G2 going. So he's going to check out that way. He's going low altitude, which is ballsy. And the booth fighter is still, you know, we're nearly 4 minutes since he engaged the P-47. In that time, he has not managed to land a single shot into this P-47. This P-47 is toying with him and dragging him out the side of the map. I don't know where the G2 is, so I'm going to go kill that 47 instead. If the Boo Fighter is incapable of doing it, I'm going to do it for him. Now you'll notice I'm spinning the camera around a lot at the moment. Why the last direction we saw the G2 heading was back to base. It looked like he was going back for a rearm, refuel and repairs. You don't know whether or not he was just breaking contact and climbing back into the clouds, and these clouds are in a really good position to move around the map without being detected. I know where the P-47 is. I don't need to look at it to see what's going on. And I know exactly where it's going to be. It's not going to be able to move out of the area, but a G2 coming out of the clouds is a scary thought, so I'm just watching my surroundings constantly. I'm tracking the area that Spitfire is in to see whether or not he's managed to passively light up the 109 for me to give away its location. I just really like to know where that 109 is. So I'm almost in position to dive. I've just locked up the P-47, so if he hasn't spotted me by now, he would have seen the white box appear around my name. He knows I'm moving in. In his current energy state, there's very little he can do about it. It's really a free kill more than anything else. I like to maintain my altitude till I'm right above the target and then dive in the vertical, like at a severe angle, in order to come in. It maximises the amount of speed you can generate and minimises the time they have to react. So just over 3 kilometres, I roll over. Drop the throttles back because I'm near 700. I do clip his wing for no damage. Throttle back to WEP, go into a loop, roll down. I'm already back at nearly 500 kilometers an hour. 47 is low on energy. Still shooting like crap. There's the kill shot. Target fireballed, fold up the flaps, go back to weapon, go back to altitude. Now this Boo Fighter here was swinging the guns around to try and team kill me, so I bring it around sharp, put it into a dive and just outrun him. Now a friend in the Spitfire did briefly light up the 109, there he is again. They're moving to engage right over the enemy base. And I don't think that was a smart move on behalf of our Spitfire, but I can't blame him for trying it. Engaging an enemy fighter over their airbase while they have so much AAA support is never a wise move. But sometimes the enemy fighters will just not leave their base. They will just circle there, and you really don't have a choice. So at the moment the Spitfire pilot thinks that's probably what the 109 is trying to do. Moves in to try and take the kill. Now that didn't work out too well for him. He got shot out of the sky rather quickly. So about 3 minutes have moved on, and I'm still climbing into position to find this 109. I'm trying to use the cloud cover at the moment. When it's been about 2 minutes to 3 minutes with no contact on the 109. I still think he's probably at his base, using the sun as cover, but he may have moved out to try and intercept us in the midfield. So I'm just playing around in the clouds, so I have a way of easily breaking contact if he appears and is in a bad position. Another thing has happened at this point. I have remembered that I was playing around with the Meteor earlier in the day, and I've realised I've left the conversion at 800 metres. Why that doesn't help the situation, well, not directly. At least now I know what's going on and I can try and use it to my advantage. At 800 meters convergence, I have no fear of nose-to-nosing a 109. I should be able to take it out long before it has ability to get any of its rounds into my plane. So at least now, knowing what the problem is, I can adapt my fight style to it. So no more missing, no more screwing around. Still keeping a watch out for this 109 at the moment. I can't see any dots, which is what is making me think he's hiding in the sun. The dots will regularly disappear in the glare of the sun. I can't see him anywhere else on the map in any of the places he would have been able to get to in the last 2 minutes of zero contact. So I'm sitting at a good altitude. I'm going to start bringing it into the sun. See how long it's going to take him to light up. And there he is. I was pretty sure he was going to be in that area. Now, this was odd. 109 pilots are normally fearless when it comes to going nose to nose with any aircraft. This guy was not keen on the idea. Put a hit through his wings in the dive. Loop over, flaps are on combat. Wep off, but leave the engine at 100%. Now, I know my gun convergence issues now, so I'm going to be a lot more careful with the guns. I'm not used to shooting at 800 meters in the Mustang, however, but I'm all over this G2. And there's a critical. Destroyed his elevator. He's still trying to maneuver, but he realizes in a moment that he's not getting out of this. Maneuver around wide to put myself into a better kill shot, and he ejects out. And that was the match. 3 kills, but I could have done better. Next time I just have to remember to check my convergences and give my wingman better cover. So the results. First place for the team, 3 kills, 2 109 G2s and 190 A5. Final blow, fighter, bulletproof, on hand, and a 1500 Silver Lion battle trophy. Came in with 106,630 Silver Lions, 11,108 mod research points, not that it matters being a premium aircraft, and 19,994 aircraft research points on a premium account on an X2. At the time of this battle, the multipliers for the X4s had ended probably a few hours beforehand. Do you think I could have got this battle on an X4? Not a chance. So, that's Malta in the Mark I Mustang. Despite the recent increases to its battle rating, it is still a very, very, very dangerous aircraft and deserves a lot of respect. Anyways, ladies and gents, I'll call this one here. I hope you enjoyed. Click like if you do. Subscribe if you want to see more. Fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.